Assumasya. Welcome to the Dragon Diaries, a podcast for spiritually advanced children and young adults who would like support as they navigate interdimensional reality and create an extraordinary life here on planet Earth. We'll cover topics such as dragons, telepathy, interdimensional travel, the dream state, and most importantly, how to navigate uncomfortable emotions, energy, and relationships so that you can live your best and happiest life. My name is Zara. I'm an activator and speak primordial sound, a form of light language. I'll be your guide. Welcome to the Dragon Diaries. Episode number 1, How Not to Train Your Dragons. First and foremost, this episode is not for entertainment's sake or for the sake of authoritarian use of the dragon energy. I'm sharing this information for those who truly are interested in who the dragons are and why they have come into the forefront of mankind's consciousness at this time. The following words are specifically written for children and young adults, or young adults at heart, that know they have a connection with the dragon realms and would like to begin learning how to interact interdimensionally with these creationary beings. What follows is a channeled piece of writing that arose after an exceptionally aware boy came to see me and a group of dragons presented themselves as a key piece of his continued development. Prior to this, I had worked only a few times with dragons myself. However, I had had the opportunity to interact with half a dozen or so interdimensional experts who consciously connect with dragons. Through their relationships with dragons, I have seen through the third eye these creatures at work. I share what has been given to me in the spirit of bringing light to the energies that are here to reshape our world into one of harmony. Regardless of your age, I hope you enjoy this work. Let's begin. Mapping the terrain. First and foremost, do you know who you are? Do you recognize that you are a highly intelligent, living being occupying a world where energetic frequency and particles of light have materialized into cohesive pieces of matter? In other words, you occupy a solid realm. Well, part of you does. The other part of you only occupies space. You maintain a connection to your highest aspect of self through energetic means alone. Most cannot see this realm of information that is in the form of light, but it is a place where matter does not exist, but you do. This is your infinite connection to God, Source, higher intelligence. This is the aspect of you that is always whole, knows exactly what you need, when you need it, and will deliver this to you in the material world that you occupy here on Earth. This highest aspect of you is always working for you. It never fails you. So when things look bleak and in despair, keep in mind that your attitude and approach to life can assist you in making any dark and dire situation a pot of gold. In other words, there is always a rainbow. Spectrum of light. Now, the realm of the rainbow is a realm that occupies light. The rainbow spectrum is actually always available to us. It's just only able to be seen in certain circumstances. When water and sunlight collide at just the right angles, you will see the color spectrum that is typically invisible to the naked eye. This is similar to how the dragons operate. They sit in an invisible realm, but that does not mean that they are not present in our daily lives. Some people know that they have dragons around them, and others are oblivious to their existence. Which one are you? Do you have a deep inner knowing that dragons exist? If you do, this message may be for you. The real myth. First and foremost, you must understand that dragons are mythological creatures. Not. This is one of the biggest myths running rampant within mankind, that these beings do not exist and are purely fairy tale. Just like the spectrum of light that is the rainbow, these beings can be present in your everyday life. However, just like the rainbow, they will only present in certain circumstances. The circumstances for the dragons to present to someone is when a person is willing, ready, and able to hang on for the ride. Introducing the dragons. Dragons have a very large energy presence. They take up a lot of space, and if you are not able to make room for them in your energy field, their information will bypass you. In other words, if you can't catch, they won't throw you the ball. They know when you are ready to work with them, though, especially if you have a similar intent. Think of dragons like human beings. Not all are good, not all are bad. Everyone is just unique. Dragons morph to their human friend's energy field and will take on the aura, the energy, and the specialties of that particular person that they decide to interact with. Dragons are creationary energy at its finest. What is creationary energy? Creationary energy is the original essence of God and the original essence of mankind. It just is. It is not good, bad, dark, or light. You could think of it as a lump of clay. You can turn it into whatever you want. Due to its very nature of being, creationary energy is a pure form of love. It accepts all and it judges nothing. Because dragons are creationary energy, they can very easily be manipulated to cause harm or to do good. This writing, though, is intended for those people who are ready to use dragon energy for love. Okay, it's question time. Question: are dragons inherently good? Answer: yes. Dragons, like source energy, were originally a pure state of love. They did not judge anything as good or bad. Source is a field of acceptance for any form to manifest. So dragons have been used over the eons to establish colonies on the moon, to bring forth justice for many native races, and have also been used to establish terror among many nations. Dragons have been called upon for centuries by leading dynasties and empires, especially those in the Asian nations. Dragons have been used to assist civilizations in relocating and have also been accosted by evil for not doing their bidding. Many dragons are not willing to do bad deeds. Like humans, they have an internal compass that signals what is appropriate behavior for the good of all. Some, though, like humans, have lost their way. These dragons are being dealt with by higher forces in the realms of light, and only the dragons that have the best of humanity at heart remain. Are you ready to work with the dragons? Now that you know a bit more about the dragons that are available to work with you, you must know that they are selecting those earth beings that have true love inside of their heart. The earth beings that have been corrupted by evil are not able to work with the dragons anymore. Like mankind, dragons are ready to come home to their hearts. Are you someone who is ready to help mankind evolve? If so, then maybe you have dragons circling, waiting for you to acknowledge their presence. Ask and you shall receive. A technique to find out if dragons are willing and able to work with you is to ask them. Many of you will have a very specific way of creating connection with Source or with the interdimensional realms, and you know how to ask questions in a way that brings forth answers. If you don't know where to begin, this is an opening phrase that you can use. Excuse me, dragons, are you there? If you are there, please scratch my head. If you feel a response, you will know that you were correct, that they are ready to work with you. If you don't receive an answer, don't panic. It may not be time. You have to remember that your soul has a very specific process it would like to undergo for evolution. So, if you resonate with the dragons as real and that they are your friends, it may just be at a different time that they will appear. Helping dragons during spiritual warfare. Many dragons are under fire at the moment. They are under attack, such as many earthbound humans. Because they are a potent force, such as human beings, they are being targeted with energy weapons by those who want their defeat. We can help by strengthening their field with our own intent. We could say something like this: Source energy, please help the dragons maintain their own identity and free them from the chains that have been placed upon them. For it is done, it is done, it is done. Kumasyataya. Know that the dragons will defeat their oppressors with the steely kindness of their hearts. But sometimes we all need a little help, even dragons. Dragons are love. Dragons are not all nice. They can be fierce. When someone gets out of control on the earthbound plane, such as a dictator or someone who is inciting war or violence, just like humans, dragons can be upset and angered by this. The thing with dragons, though, is that they will never take their energy out on someone else, unless their essence has been harnessed to do this through extraterrestrial means. In a situation such as world domination by dictators, dragons will decide that they will sit by unless humans call for their assistance. Currently, the dragons who will assist are the ones who have committed to do so by non-violent means. This means that the people who will successfully call on dragons and manifest them in their daily life will be people who have love at the root of their nature. Love means that they are ready to stand up for the truth, integrity, and justice. It does not mean that someone has to be perfect all the time, but it does mean that the people they choose are innately good. Innate goodness. Innately good means to do no harm, and if harm is done, to rectify it. This is important to remember. We are not perfect, and neither are dragons. Dragons do know that there are certain situations that perhaps they may have participated in the past that they need to clean up. Just like many people here on the planet right now, some are here to clean up messes that they may have made in different realities that are bleeding through to Earth. These people and dragons are living innate goodness because they wish to rectify situations that may have been brought about in previous lifetimes or incarnations. How to train your dragon. We don't train dragons. So to train a dragon means to give him love and to allow him his own space and to befriend him from a space of non-control. Dragons are not pets. You are two individual beings in two different forms working together to accomplish a job. Sometimes a job may be to close portals or to open others. Sometimes a job may be to go to outer space and fetch documents written by the ancients of our galaxies. Sometimes a job may be to make a better home for your brother and your mother. Jobs take on all shapes and forms and can also include play. A job may also be to spend time having fun with your dragon. It's truly not our job to train a dragon. It's our job to learn how to interact with it. More questions and answers. Question: do dragons have their own personalities? Answer: dragons have their own identities, colors, properties, and personalities. Each dragon will begin to morph to the identity of the person it interacts with because it cannot help but take on your identity. Dragons, like some humans, have an interface that only interacts with others who are in the frequency of love. If a dragon, like a human of this nature, goes off track and interacts in situations that are not for their highest good, a big burst of source energy will arrive to ensure it does not continue this relationship. Sometimes that burst could cause such chaos that you'd think something is wrong, but it's really not. You are just getting steered on track. So if your dragon suddenly disappears, know that it may be because their innate personality no longer matches yours. You may have decided to do things that they are in disagreement with. This is okay. Remember, you can always rectify. Other times, their disappearance will occur because they are assisting the do no harm principle in a different arena. Your dragon may get a call to go to a job that is more important than the one you are working on right now. That is okay. They are not abandoning you. They are reaching out to other star systems that require more assistance than we do at this current time. They will be back if your soul is in alignment. Remember, dragons are not yours to train or tame. Their presence is a gift. Question: what if my dragon does disappear? Answer: ask him if he will come back. If he says no, ask him why. He will give you a straight answer. From there, you can decide whether you need to rectify a situation or if it's just the time to do things on your own for a while. Like humans, dragons have their own timing. We cannot control from the human sphere whether we live or die, give birth to new life, or destroy. Our soul is in charge of the much bigger aspects of our existence to ensure that we receive the incredible growth that is awaiting us from being here in density. So know that while your dragons may be your friends or your companions, you do not own them. They are free to do as they please, just as you are. Do not attach to them as a form of compensation from the universe to fill a lonely void. You will still require friends and relatives as well as your own self to support you. Think of dragons as a bonus companion that will appear when they want to, and the timing is right. Well, what do you think? Is it time to introduce yourself to the dragons? Siatayana kumayana siataya. This has been the first episode of the Dragon Diaries. Do you have questions? Please email me at Zara, Z-H-A-R-A, or Z-H-A-R-A, at reunitingwithyou.com, and I will endeavor to answer them the next time I sit down to relay information about the Dragon Realms. As a side note, as I have been accessing this information, 2 dragons appeared in front of me. It's been a pretty cool experience as they asked me what I wanted them to do. When I made a request, they flew off, disappeared for a few moments, then returned ready for a new task. They also told me that they have been the ones scratching and tickling my head at night for the past few months, waiting for me to recognize them. Until next time, Asyutta Kunayana Sumaya. May you have an extraordinary life. Thank you so much for joining me on the Dragon Diaries. If you've enjoyed this space, would you please subscribe, share, follow, like, and/or leave a review? Doing this will help me reach more youth like you. You can also leave questions in the YouTube comments, and I'll do my best to answer them on an upcoming show. Until next time, Kasyutta Kunayana Sumayana Siataya. May you live your best life yet.